So great you could be with us. I'm with Greg Engert, beer director for the Neighborhood Restaurant Group, a James Beard Award nominee. The group includes the two Roosticos in Alexandria, where they had a very fun Novemberfest a couple weeks ago. Also, there's one in Ballston. And then you've got Evening Star Cafe and Planet Wine in the Del Rey neighborhood. Greg, it is always good to see you.
You too, bud.
What is on tap this week?
So this week we have a very special beer from one of my favorite breweries of all time. It's Tired Hands Brewing Company from Ardmore, Pennsylvania. Jean Brelet's phenomenal now collection of concepts in Ardmore. But this is SaisonHands. This is one of his, I guess we'd say, flagship beers. They make lots of different things. They make hop-forward beers. They make amazing mixed fermentation beers. They make classic styles of beer. They're experimenting with wine. I mean, he really is dynamic. He does it all. But SaisonHands is one of the ones that's been around for really since the beginning. It just keeps getting better and better.
Oh my goodness, that's different.
Delicious mixed fermentation. So this is a 4-grain saison. We've got rye, oats, wheat, and barley. We've got some Cascade hops. It's fermented in a single oak foeder, which is a big, large oak vessel, with their special blend of yeasts and bacterias, and it gives it that great slight lemony tartness. It's got flavors of guava, pear, but I love the grain character on the palate.
In the end.
Yeah, in the end.
Was that right? Did I get it on the end?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a really cool,
fun,
weedy, crackery snap in the finish that's really delicious and makes it go down low ABV, which makes it a really delicious drinker as well. So from time to time, Gene will send some kegs down here to DC for us at the Neighborhood Restaurant Group, and we love to serve them at the Sovereign where we are right now.
Low ABV, one mark against it. And I'm left-handed, so this is me writing right-handed. We featured Tired Hands earlier this summer. We were up at Owen's Hop Hands.
Hop Hands, that's right.
And then we were on a little summer hiatus, and we re-featured Hop Hands a few weeks ago. Greg and I were busy getting our financial orders together since we won the Mega Millions. So this will be the last time you're seeing us, ever. We're gone. These guys are a cool story.
Should move to Ardmore, right?
Yeah, I would think about it. These guys are a great story, and talk about versatility.
Yeah, they do it all
from Hop Hands to this.
Yeah, exactly. They kill both sides of the coin. They make hoppy beers and mixed firm beers just incredibly well. And when I went up there over the summer to pick up some kegs with Tim Liu, who's the assistant beer director here, and we were hanging out with Gene and with Bobby Clark, who heads the sales division there at Tired Hands. He's an amazing guy. And drinking some of the beers. And they had, I think it was just like a classic Baltic porter on draft at the Fermenteria, which is where the larger brew house is now. And it was just outstanding. So they really do it all. And they started in 2011 with a little brew cafe, small little brewery, lots of charcuterie and cheese and great little sandwiches. Expanded to the Fermenteria, which is where the bigger brew house is, where they do their canning and where they have a restaurant and bar, which is outstanding. They now have the dispensary, which is where they do the distribution out of and where they do a lot of their oak barrel fermentation. And then they also, because they just can't stand still, they're always kind of keep going, they just opened a beer garden, High Harvest Beer Garden in Philly. It's going to go on a hiatus in the winter, hopefully come back next spring. They're experimenting with wine, like I said, making wine and beer hybrids and wine on its own. It's called Frequency Illusions. And now they actually sell beer direct to customers in Pennsylvania through something called Dudley Direct. And they're one of the only breweries I know of that's doing that, certainly in Pennsylvania. So if you're in Pennsylvania, definitely check that out. It's a great way to get Tired Hands delivered right to your door.
What would you pair this with?
So this has that great grainy tart lemon quality that I think would go amazing with, obviously with like salty seafood, oysters and crabs and clams and things like that, but also with like that kind of firm, flaky halibut, snapper, striped bass, rockfish kind of thing. It's amazing with all those. I also really like it with just like a standard roast chicken with like vegetables. This would be great on Thanksgiving. It's a lighter option just to drink along with all the sides and fixings. But you know, one of my favorite things living down here in DC, we have two specialties that I eat all the time: empanadas. Do you ever eat those? Like baked or fried little dumpling things that are delicious.
Anything dumpling is good.
Yeah, exactly.
No matter what
this is
cuisine
the Central
or country.
American version of that is amazing with this beer. Acid cuts right through to it. Grain to kind of echo some of that. And then also, I love. So we have, you know, Mexican places down here that always have or oftentimes have an El Salvadorian, you know, tenor because of our El Salvadorians that live in DC. And so we get pupusas. I don't know if you ever eat those. Corn filled with, like, you know, filling. They serve it with coleslaw, like a cabbage salad on the side, and spicy. This beer is amazing with pupusas. So if you're in DC, you have some SaisonHands, get some pupusas, and you're gonna love the combination.
I've been looking for pupusa beer. I mean,
There it is.
that's why he's no bit of knowledge that he can't impart to you that isn't important. Greg, thank you as always.
Thank you.
Everyone, please always do drink responsibly, and be sure to bring your thirst next time for another beer of the week.